Last loot box. Yes! I've been wanting one of the Widowmaker skins. I've been wanting one of these. That is the best skin.
Oh, loot boxes is back as a controversy. You may remember last year with CSGO Lotto, there was two YouTubers that owned the company of a Loot Crate gambling company. But Loot Crate is back again on everyone's radar, thanks to EA. Thank you, EA. Now, Loot Crate just seems to be everywhere these days. You know, I try and buy a sandwich. Would you like to Loot Crate the ingredients and see what you could get? You could get the legendary mozzarella. Or perhaps when I go to the public restroom, would you like to Loot Crate the toilet paper? You can get a legendary drop where a man will wipe your anus for you, sir. It's impeccable. Or you could just win toilet paper. We need more Loot Crates. I keep telling everyone there's not enough Loot Crates. CSGO has it. Overwatch has it. Even PUBG has it. So there really should be no surprise that the latest Star Wars Battlefront 2 has Loot Crate in it. Loot boxes, whatever they called. I am just thrilled. I can't wait to open all those boxes on camera and have an epic freak out over what's inside.
Oh, shred box tonight! Okay, come on, what is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! A virtual skin for my Kniff! That is definitely exciting. Maybe I'm not the right person to criticize loot boxes because I personally have zero interest in them. I find them extremely repetitive, boring. I don't see the appeal in virtual clothing, okay? It just seems like something not that appealing. But EA was sitting down at a meeting, doing their quarterly finances, and trying to brainstorm ideas on how to get more money. How can we squeeze more money out of our customer? How about we make our own distribution platform, cutting off Steam and making the general experience of accessing our games a giant chore? Genius. That's genius. But not evil enough. How can we make people pay $69.99 instead of $54.99? Well, we'll give them the Elite Edition. Those idiots will love it. But not evil enough. What about day one DLC? Not evil enough. What about a season pass? Not evil enough. Okay, I got it. Once they spent £69.99, they'll spend even more on loot boxes. Excellent. Now, loot boxes is nothing new. And really all this controversy that started around EA and Star Wars, someone on Reddit that was testing out the game figured out that since the rewards are no longer based on your skill in the game, let's say if you perform really well in the game, it's hardly affected. It's morely based on how much time you play the game. So if you want to play as Darth Vader in the new Star Wars game, you have to unlock him as a hero. And to unlock heroes, you do so by purchasing loot boxes, or you can earn them through playing the game. Seems fair enough, you know, you get two options. But someone did some math and calculated that it'll take you 40 hours of gameplay to unlock one hero, and that is cutting out all the loading screens, all the time between matches, and the fact that you can't buy any other loot crates in the meantime. You really have to focus 40 hours specifically for that chance to get that hero drop. Or you could just pay 20 bucks. I mean, it's genius, you know? You have people spend this amount of money already. Why not make them spend more? Needless to say, people weren't too happy about this. The post went viral on Reddit. EA then made a response, which, was probably the most well-crafted, well-thought-out response of all time. Which is why it got 20,000 minus points. The most disliked post ever on Reddit. Congratulations. Let's see what it says. Our goal involves creating a compelling progression path for all our players by spending 40 hours. There's a lot of content at launch with even more coming. When you pay £64, you get a lot of things. Not all of things, but a lot of things. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishments for unlocking different heroes. Or you could just pay us $20. Here's where my opinion just goes out in the toilet. I agree that loot boxes are terrible. It's a scummy way of practice. But if you hate them so much, just don't buy them. Just don't buy them. They exist for a reason. They exist because people are dumb enough to buy them. Now, I understand that the concept is that whales, pretty much as they're called, people just spend an overload amount of money on the game, and that's how they make most of their profit, because they really squeeze out an insane amount out of certain consumers. It's not like everyone is buying the loot crates. It's actually probably a tenth of players that are actually buying them, but that's enough to justify them existing, and it just overall ruin the experience for everyone playing the game. It's not like EA has the best track record. I don't see how anyone is surprised by this. Do you not remember how many DLCs they had for Sims? Sims Living Large, Sims House Party, Sims Hot Date. These were all treated as individual games and expansion packs, and they've been doing this for years. And it's not like the whole practice of gambling isn't, or buying something and not getting quite what you want has never existed before. We practically grow up with it as kids. And maybe it's because I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan ever, but basically EA is holding the franchise hostage, pretty much. Oh man, we're really sorry you don't like our loot crate system, guys. We just wanted the game to be fair for everyone, you know? Maybe have players catch up if they can't find by buying a couple of loot crates. If you want, we could give you names of some other companies that are making Star Wars games. Oh wait, we're the only ones, aren't we? I guess you'll have to buy some loot crates. Now, despite what your opinion on the topic is, the memes are very fresh, okay? They're very nice. EA's new proposed handheld console. I really appreciate this one. We here at EA honestly do not remember making Battlefront a pay-to-win game. The story has encouraged us to address other things about our company. We have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout our life, and we choose now to live as a gay man. How brave Electronic Arts. Now, a lot of people got fired back around the whole controversy as well, because there was this guy named Big Sean claiming to work for EA, saying that he got 7 death threats and over 1,600 individual personal attacks. Now, I don't know how you calculate that, like you can keep up with all of them. And I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything, but if I made a big deal out of any time I got a death threat on the internet, I wouldn't have time to make videos. It's not, death threats on the internet don't mean anything, but that's another topic. Now, a lot of game magazines took it upon themselves to use this as an opportunity to point out how awful gamers are for criticizing the poor game devs. When it turns out, there's no confirmation that he actually works for EA. Most likely he doesn't work for EA, but at the same time, who really fucking cares? At the end of the day, it's Disney and EA. Two large companies. They're gonna squeeze out as much money as they can. What you can do as a consumer is to not buy into it. Don't be that brainless Star Wars fanboy that has to buy all of them. Just don't buy this one. Stop buying loot crates, refund your games, and stop crying. Seriously. I found that there's a petition so that the ESRB would declare loot boxes as gambling, which I 100% agree with. It is a form of gambling, and it should be rated as such. It blows my mind that people are surprised that EA and Disney were somehow trying to squeeze money out of people. Like, that's never done before. Buy indie games. You have people working passionately on their own projects. Support them instead. We have so many options right now as a gamer. This year was incredible. We got so many great releases. Support them instead. It's really not that complicated. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Do you agree or disagree? Leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching. 1 like, you could unlock my new loot box system, where in every video I'm announcing a loot box where you could win another video. While finishing up this video, EA Star Wars made another statement. 3 statements about this thing. I sure hope they get it right this time. This was never our intention. Sorry, we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. That is fantastic. They listen to the community And they responded. Wait a minute. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at later date. So basically, you're just trying to save the launch. And you're gonna add microtransactions anyway. Congratulations to everyone. Now, I know people are gonna be pissed about this, but at the same time, they have a budget to recoup and they had a financial plan in this game. They're gonna have to do it regardless. They can't just give out. It's not a charity. I feel like everyone loses. Congrats.